Hello everyone, welcome to another PS Does Book Reviews. I'm here with my cat who won't stop meowing all the time. She's called Xing Xing. I'm going to talk to you about the books that I've been reading on 2017, on January, and the first one I read in January after finishing the other ones was actually this one. It's in Portuguese, it's called Materna, Doçura. And it's actually very interesting. It's by Possidónio Cachapa, which is a Portuguese author. It's very interesting. I don't know if it's actually in English available or not, but it's very interesting. It reminded me a lot of Train Spotting, but in a more Portuguese way and a more well, it's a very interesting movie. It talks about the prostitutes. It talks about orphan kids. It talks about living homeless, the love between father and son, the love between sons and the mothers. It's a very interesting book, very funny to read, very quick read. So I really recommend it. I give it a high rating. I don't remember exactly how much anymore. Probably either 4 or 5 at Goodreads. If you can find it in English, you should take a look. Otherwise, if you speak Portuguese, you can also get the original copy. Next read that I picked up was this one, The Silver Dream by Michael Reaves and Mallory Reaves, which is a follow-up to a story that Michael Reaves did with Neil Gaiman called Interworld, and this is the second of the series. I had very high expectations for this one, so it kinda disappointed me. It felt a bit like they were doing Die Hard, you know, Die Hard, the movie, where everything happens, one action scene after the other one, and at some point they're like on the 4th action scene, but it's still the same day, just a few hours after. It's kind of what happens on this book. It's a very interesting concept of the main character and his alternate reality friends. The world is interesting. I thought they could do a lot more with the story than the jumps that they did immediately on this one. So I was a bit disappointed. The ending also felt a bit, how can I say, I already see where they are going with it. They're entering into time loop cliches. And well, if you like sci-fi, it's very interesting. The story is also very easy to read. It flows very well, but I like the original one a lot better. So I don't know if I will actually read the third one or not. I guess eventually I will read it, but I'm not as excited to read the third one as I was initially to read this one when I found out that they had a sequel to Interworld. So don't know. Let's see how it goes. I heard they're also working on TV adaptation series on the UK on BBC, I believe. So maybe I'll wait to see if that one pops up and if it's any good. I think I give it a 3 out of 5, maybe a 4. I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyways, the other book that I read in January is called this one. It's called Ilha do Futuro. It's by a Portuguese author called José. And it's about saving the oceans, saving the wildlife in general. It's a fictional story. It's very interesting. The drawings are very standard that you would expect from the time. Very a bit Franco-Belgian school that I usually call them. The storyline is okay. They fit a bit too much action, maybe. It didn't really work that well for me. The concept is interesting, but I think the drawings could be a lot better, and also the way that the graphic novel was laid out, it could also be a bit better. It felt too forced into each different comic. I don't know. It didn't convince me completely, but it's an interesting read, so I can't completely dismiss it. I think I give it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Another book that I read this month, it's this one. It's called Harrow County, Countland's Haints, which is another word for ghosts, I learned. It's a very interesting story. It is totally based on horror, witch hunt kind of thing. The drawings are awesome, excellent. Very well, the stories was very well thought out. The concept art is also very good. The painting is done in watercolor, so not the standard that you usually see on the graphic novels. It really works very well. It brings out the color out of the darkness of the world very well. So I highly recommend it, and I'm looking forward to reading the other volumes. I think there are three, maybe four out already, and it's still ongoing, so I'm gonna order the other ones probably. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Yeah, and that's it. Those are the 4 books that I read in January. Right now I've started reading this one, which is called The Robots of Dawn from Isaac Asimov. I've recently finished reading the other one, which I will look for very quickly, which is called The Naked Sun. I'm not sure if I reviewed this one already or not. Well, if I haven't, yeah, I haven't reviewed this one. Okay, so another book that I read during January is called The Naked Sun from Isaac Asimov. Is the continuation of the book series. And it's actually pretty decent. It continues the story of Elijah, whatever his name is, with his robot friend Daniel. And they go in. The first book of the series were them investigating a crime in Earth. This one they go investigate a crime in Solaria, which is a planet on the outer worlds. It was colonized by Earth, but they have a completely different culture from the Earth that we know. Also, the Earth represented in this book is quite different from the one that we know nowadays. So it's a very interesting sci-fi concept. The characters are a bit but the storyline works. It's more of a detective mystery story than actually a sci-fi story. So I think it worked. It worked out pretty well. It was a good read. It flowed very well. It made you think all the way to the end, wondering who could have done the murder that they are there to investigate. So I think it really worked very well. And when I finished it, I picked up the sequel almost immediately, which is this one, The Robots of Dawn, which is also a murder mystery with sci-fi. Same dynamic duo of the guy from Earth and the robot from Aurora, and this time they are going to investigate the murder of a robot in Aurora. Oh my god, what could possibly come out from here? I just started reading it, so I'm here. So I don't know that much of the story so far. And yeah, I've been entertaining myself with this. I'm not quite sure what I will read next. If I'm still in the mood for Asimov, I will read the other third book in the series called The Robots and Empire. If I'm not in the mood for Asimov, I have this one on the pipeline as well, Nemesis from Jo Nesbo. And I also have a couple biographies that I wanted to pick up. The one from Angelina Jolie and the one from Amanda Palmer, yeah, the wife of Neil Gaiman. And yeah, I'm curious on both of them. They both had pretty decent reviews. Especially the Amanda Palmer one had very good reviews. So I'm very curious if it's really that good or not. So maybe I'll pick that one up. And yeah, that's it about book reviews for this month. See you guys next month or whenever. Let me know in the comments if you know any of these books, if any of them are any good, if you agree or disagree with the ratings that I gave them. And if you have any recommendations, also feel free to recommend stuff. Bye bye, take care.